Welcome back, my dear students. Welcome back, everybody. We'll complete. This is second lecture in marketing. Second lecture in marketing, and where we stopped, we will complete now. We talked about the market definition before. We talked about what the meaning of marketing, and we said it is the process of buying and selling to satisfy needs through exchange process. This was the marketing. We said about the evolution of the marketing. Marketing was started with Adam and Eve. It started since mankind was in Earth. And it is developed since that time. We talk also about the concepts of marketing. We said that the start itself was a production which focused on the on only producing, but it didn't tend to focus even partially on the human or the buyer's needs and wants to produce the product which satisfy his needs and wants. So in the start itself, there was not this tendency only to produce and the machines work till we reach to the stage or the era of the customer concept. Then we moved in the social marketing concept after this, where we care about the human and the quality of life in the product. Then we talk about the rules of marketing, the marketing rules, and we said we have many rules for marketing, such as the different, like to make it to overcome the problems of separation and time, the separation of ownership, the separation of the geographical place or the place. That was another part we talk about. Then we will talk about the strategic marketing planning. So the word strategic means of a vital important, something that is very, very important to do. When I say, as example, immigrating to Canada is a strategic decision in your life that you will not repeat every day. And the cost of this decision is so high. And any mistake in this decision can lead, or any strategic decision, any mistake or error in that types of decision, like your marriage decision, your immigrating decision, you're moving from one city to another city or from a country to a country for a new job, a strategic decision. Buying a new car to work as an Uber driver on it is a new decision, strategic decision. So all these strategic decisions, the main common aspect of all of them, that any small mistake in these strategic decisions will lead to a disaster, will lead to a very dramatic and catastrophic results. For that reason, we said that here on the plan, the marketing, the strategic planning, it should be very clear and very specified. And that the planning include here the situational analysis with the purpose to determine where we are and where we want to go. So it's like a planning, where I am, where I want to go, first step. Determine the objectives also. These goals should be specific and realistic. So whenever I put a plan, a strategic plan, strategic marketing plan, it should be specific and realistic, not dreaming. So if I'm planning, as example, to market in this area, I won't jump directly into millions. I would say my target is to reach 200 million prospect consumer or prospects. In that case, is your own company, you have all the willings and the abilities to do all such, or it's just dreaming? So don't dream into the paper. Be very realistic. okay, my company is 5 employees working in marketing department, and my advertising capacity is blah, 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 and this and that. So I can reach to a prospect or a portion of 200 prospective consumer, and that I can reach them and market to them in this area or whatever. Select and measure target markets. Targeting markets, we usually use the word target market, means you will not go to serve the whole market all of a sudden, all at once. You will serve a part or several parts, preferably in the start itself to serve one part. We call it segmentation. And segmentation means segmentation. Segmentation means that you will divide the markets into parts or segments with a product mix of each segment. So you will have a product mix, like marketing mix for each segment, the 4 PS. You will have 4 PS for each segment. So like what? Like as example, you will say the 4 PR, product, price, place, promotion. So you will serve every area with, okay, let's say this area is an area of, the majority here are Hindus as example. So I will serve what the Hindus needs for the real life situation. This area is like that. So I will serve based on, or this area mostly, or we will divide this area based on the demographic aspects or characteristics. The demographic characteristics are represented in the age, gender, the male or female, the age categories, those young, old, youth, whatever they are. So you will, after that, design your product mix or marketing mix based on this category, which you will target your marketing campaign. Design marketing mix strategies and tactics. How do we get to where we want to go? So you said where you going, then now you are talking about where you want to go. Prepare annual marketing plan, the how to do. So because the plan is, you put the plan in the present based on information or data from the past for the upcoming future, or for treating with the upcoming future. So to forecast the future, to deal with the future. So all your plans are future plans. So it is, you take the decision right now in the present based on information from the past to make your plan. Implementation and evaluation. From time to time, you have to stop and check out yourself, make a feedback, how far you are achieving your target, how far you are achieving what you wanted to do. Now you targeted 20% of the people in this district or this sector which you work for. You target 20% of the people. Use this segment you want to serve. How far did you achieve your own campaign? How many in percentage? What is the percentage of your marketing achievements, actual achievements in relation to the planned achievements, the standards and the actual? How much is the gap? There is a gap between them. Okay, if there is something was mistaken, how to correct it? How to find a way to correct this deviation is also one of the points you must do. So situation analysis consists of an analysis of external environment forces and the non-marketing resources that influence organization marketing program. So this is the first point. Yeah. So you have to see all about the environment about you, the political, the economical, the competitive, the social, the historical, or everything regarding the environment you have to be aware of, because you take your inputs from the environment and you give your outputs to the environment. So you have to deal with the environment. It's not, it will be a weird thing or something strange, and it never happened that you go and promote liquors in Saudi Arabia, because in Saudi Arabia it's forbidden there by law and by the Islamic regulations. So it's hard, it's impossible to make an advertising for liquors in the Saudi TV. This will be something impossible to do this. Okay. The second stage is to formulate the objective. So you will formulate what you want. This includes both corporate objectives as well as marketing objectives. So the third stage, the organization should identify the present and the potential customer. So here you will check what are your present customers and what are your prospective customers. What are the present ones and what are the prospective, the future ones? This is what called selection of target markets. Okay. So to select your target markets. The fourth stage is to design a strategic marketing mix. Like we said before, the 4 Ps, product, price, place, promotion. And that one will try to satisfy the wants of the target markets. So, and that's, you will design your product mix based on the 4 Ps or the 4 Ps, both based on what the client want in your market segment, what the client want, and to achieve the marketing objectives. In the fifth stage, the strategic marketing plan is prepared. A series of short-term marketing plans are prepared. So you will put also a marketing plans. So you will divide the main plan into, or if we say it's a long-term plan, into mid-term plans, and the mid-term into short-term plans. Just to put a standard to compare based on this standard later on. So if you, as example, put a plan for 5 years, you should divide it into 1 year plan, to cut it into pieces, divide it into pieces. Then based on this 1 year, you can compare between the planned in this year and the actual achievements of this 1 year, so that if there is a gap, to correct this gap. This was the point of the strategic marketing plan. Be aware very well of have to focus so much about the external and the internal environment variables, and to be watching if there is a change in any of these variables, to adapt yourself, adapt your plan, and update your plan based on these changes. What is the scope of marketing? What is the scope of marketing? A marketing program is prepared on the basis of needs and wants and tests and fashion. So like we say also always, you are, as a marketer, your first target is to check out what the consumer wants. Then you will satisfy the consumer with a product or service that will satisfy his own needs. So that's what we say, consumer is the start of the business and consumer is the end of the business. So consumer is the start and consumer is the end of the business. Okay. So for that reason, we say marketing here, scope of marketing should be the analysis, planning, implementation, and control of program design to bring about designed exchanges for the purpose of personal or mutual gain. It relies heavily on the adoption and coordination of product. Look at this back. We will talk about again about the 4PS, that you will do changes based on the 4PS, on the product mix, on the marketing mix, to be proper for each segment of the market which you will target or will be your target. Approaches of marketing. So here, before I forget, we have to ask some questions about this part. And I will go and ask these questions right away. And I will go and ask these questions. So here, our first question would be, let's go like this. We said, what are the rules of marketing? We'll say here, what is the strategic marketing planning? Copy text, then we'll go here, open a page and say, what is market planning? This is our first question today, and we will look for an answer for this question. Our second question in this part will be, of course, you have to say the steps here, steps of strategic marketing planning. Then, what is the scope of marketing? This is our second question today. What is the scope of marketing? This is our second question. Likewise, we did here, we'll do here as well. And third, our third question is, those are two questions for the moment, and we had before some other questions in the previous lecture. So here we go now and say approaches, marketing approaches. We have the first approach, we call it commodity approach. What is the commodity approach in marketing? In the commodity approach to the study of marketing, the focus of study is to specific commodity, says wheat, rice, sugar, tea, fabrics. In this approach, the subject matter of discussion centers around the specific commodity. So I'm marketing rice, I'm marketing sugar. So here we call it commodity approach. Okay. Also, selected for study includes the sources and condition of supply, nature, and extent of demand, the distribution of channels. What distribution channels I will use? Am I going to use the short channel, like from the producer to the consumer? Or am I going to take the long channel from the producer to the wholesaler, to the retailer, to the consumer? Which one I will use? Use and the functions such as buying, selling, financing, advertising, storage, etc. Performed by the various agencies. Okay, so the focus here in this approach on the goods or services which you are doing marketing for. Functional approach. In the functional approach, the focus of marketing study is one of the different kinds of functions which are recognized for their repetitive occurrences and the necessary performance to consummate market transactions. Okay, this is the second stage. The managerial approach in marketing. In the managerial approach, the focus of marketing is study on the decision-making process involved in the performance of marketing function. And you know the decision making start by there is a problem. There is a problem. Then any problem, there must be alternates for solving this problem. Then the second step is to figure out what are the alternates or the possible solutions for this problem. Then the third step is to evaluate each alternate of these alternates, to evaluate it based on cost and benefit analysis. Fourth step is to choose among alternatives. Once you decided, you will choose one of them. For that reason, we call it decision making, because it depends on you choose one of the alternates and you adopt this alternate. Then after this, you will implement the chosen plan. Then after that, you will make sure that through the feedback that what you had chosen before was the right option or the optimal option. So same likewise here, the managerial approach in the marketing. Take the steps, which is decision-making steps. We have also an institutional approach. In the institutional approach to the study of marketing, the focus is in the study of the various middlemen and facilitating agencies. The study includes their position in the distribution channel, the purpose of their existence, the function performed, and services rendered by them. The societal approach. In the societal approach to the study of the marketing, the entire marketing process is regarded not as means by which business meet the ends to consumer, but a means by which society meets its own consumption needs. So the talk here is about how far did the society achieve his needs from goods and services. How far did the society achieve the needs? This we call societal approach. There is a significant element of normative and substantial reliances on the value judgment based on the accepted value system in the society as a point of time. This approach, societal approach, is relatively recent and was born out the criticism of the marketing behavior of business obsessed with profit attainments and grown by critics. So here I care about the society. Instead, I care about the individual. We care about the society as a whole. After this, we have the system approach. What we will talk about the system approach here. Among the recent approaches to the study of marketing, the one that had been engaging considerable attention lately, that is the system approach. Okay, we call it also general system theory. Okay, so the system is a set of objects together with a relationship among them and their attributes. System thinking recognize that the interrelationship and the interconnection among the components of marketing system in which product, service, money, equipments, and information flow from marketers to consumers. So this is how it goes. The system approach depends only also on one point, just I want to make it clear, that we have inputs and we have operations or process, and we have outputs, and that every inputs pass through the operation process to be changed into outputs. So in that case, this is what we call system approach. All systems are working in an open environment. In an open environment, all the systems. So we're expecting that the system, any system should be affected by the external environment, political, economical, social, so on, and also this environment will affect back in the system. Okay. We'll stop here for the moment and ask you a question about what are the approaches of marketing. Here we will go. What are the approaches of marketing? What are the approaches of marketing? So here we go. What are the approaches of marketing? So those were the question which we had today, which we talk about today. Those are the three questions here we have covered in this lecture. What is the strategic marketing planning? What is the scope of the marketing? And what are the approaches of marketing? Shall see you in the next lecture. From it, you all the respect. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.